Lots of storylines to get you caught up on, including a new head coach and one of Houston's perennial powers. First, let's preview the upcoming season as DQ takes us around the area. The biggest news going into this season is at North Shore, where Jon Kay stepped down as head coach to become an assistant at Rice. During his 9 years as head coach, Kay won 4 state championships and solidified North Shore as a Texas high school football dynasty. Now, Willie Gaston takes over, and the Mustangs don't plan on missing a beat. They entered the season nationally ranked, and they'll be sparked by the return of quarterback Kaleb Bailey. The junior quarterback missed a majority of last season with an injury, but the dual threat signal caller is back, and he'll have targets like Deion DeBlanc, Christopher Barnes, and Terrence Guillory to throw to. The Mustangs also have playmakers on defense, so look for them to make another championship run. Of course, Katy will be a good bet to be playing football in December. The Tigers graduated all-time leading rusher Seth Davis, but the Tigers' offensive line is one of the most experienced in the Houston area, and they'll be expected to open holes for the next great Katy back. The Tigers' biggest competition could come from in their own district. Katy Tompkins, the only team to knock the Tigers off their district title perch of late, takes on Katy in week 3. The Falcons have a ton of athletes on both sides of the football, but Coach Todd McVey is really looking to quarterback Wyatt Young for leadership on offense.
Yeah, he does a great job. Very versatile athlete, great leader. Kids love playing with him. Big playmaker. He controls it. He protects the football. That's the best thing he does.
Spring Westfield came within a touchdown of taking out eventual state champion Duncanville last season. Running back Taji Atkins and a ton of experience on the defensive side of the ball will lead the way for the Mustangs in a tough Region 2. Speaking of that region, District 13-6A is going to be a juggernaut this fall. New Caney went undefeated in the regular season last year, but must replace a lot on offense. The Woodlands, on the other hand, will be explosive on the offensive side of the ball, where the Highlanders have playmakers like quarterback Mabry Matoyer and wide receiver Quanell Farrakhan.
Our leadership is good. We've got a lot of kids returning offensively, so you feel like that's going to be your strong point as far as leadership goes. Our defensive guys, we have 3 or 4 guys that played last year, and they're going to have to pick it up. They're going to have to be the ones that steady the ship as we go through.
In the meantime, Oak Ridge has 3 of the top 20 players in the state in linebacker Justin Williams, running back Frankie Arthur, and defensive end Joseph Jonah Ajane. And you can't forget up-and-coming Willis. They have Florida commit DJ Lagway behind center and are looking for a playoff spot as well.
We spent our entire offseason building that culture, building that dog mindset, that dog mentality, and we cleaned up a lot of stuff defensively this spring. I think our biggest area of improvement was in the trenches, especially on the defensive front, and those guys have worked their tail off all offseason.
There are several other Class 6A teams who could be making noise this fall. Cy-Fair ran through District 17-6A last year, and the Bobcats return a ton of talent for 2023. Atascocita not only has 3-year starters Zion Brown at quarterback and Tony Blaylock at running back, but recently took in the fastest receiver in the Houston area, Jelani Watkins from Klein Forest. District 26A has perennial district winner Ridge Point looking to take home another title, but Hightower could be a problem. The Hurricanes are a small 6A team in terms of numbers, but have explosiveness all over their offense.
Oh, it's all gas, no brakes. We're not slowing down. It's just the next man up. So we're going to continue to utilize the depth and the talent that we have from a skill position. It's only one ball, and so you just have to be very strategic on capitalizing when your name is called. And one of the things we tell the players is don't count the touches, make the touches count.
In Class 5A, look out for teams who are nightmares to scoreboard operators. Lake Creek averaged over 50 points a game behind speedy running back Tyvon Byers, and Fulsher scored 50 points or more in 8 of their 11 victories last year. They returned 2,200-yard rusher Davion Godley and should make noise in the Division I playoffs. Fort Bend Marshall will be loaded with athletes as usual, especially in the secondary, where William Mitchell and Joshua Lair will be on the hunt for turnovers. And finally, Manville welcomes back Kirk Martin as their head coach. Martin led the Mavericks to 2 state title appearances during his first stint as head coach. This year, he welcomes a stacked defense that should wreak havoc on Houston area foes.
Around the Area is brought to you by Dairy Queen for treats and eats before and after the game.